Hey guys, this is Mitch at Go. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great Christmas and you'll have a great 2017. What I want to do today is I want to cover what I think are the best lures for anyone starting out freshwater fishing. You young guys out there to men who are novices, I'm going to give you what I think are the things you should have in your tackle box. The good news is you don't need a big one. Here's just a little one right here. You see my son, all my life I've kept the small ones because I could throw them on my bicycle. Just in case you're wondering, I'm 50 now. My son now does this. He'll strap this to his bicycle, throw in a little cinch backpack, and fish all the ponds and lakes around here. So again, just recommend a small one. Don't need anything crazy, but just start out simple. Always my go-to are the worms. My very first bass was on a purple worm. I was second or third grade. Dad got me a brand new Zebco 404 with a worm like this with a weedless hook. Hooked my first bass, and of course, as I said, I've been hooked ever since. So again, I really like the worms, like a watermelon, chartreuse, blue are kind of my go-tos. They make a lot of different types of weedless hooks. Some actually, here's one. They make some that actually have a wire that goes from here to here to make it weedless. I actually prefer kind of the circle hook like this. The bass is less likely to swallow it, and it generally hooks well. And how you simply hook this is real easy. You basically just take the first part of the worm right here, go through. You don't put much through. You see, just a little bit. Run it all the way through. Twist it around. Push this through the flat part of the worm and push just all the way through. Let that worm work through the water, and when that bass bites right here, he'll actually bite on it and it'll sit right through here, just like that, and go right in his mouth. So you're good to go. But it's just a good way to work, and it does protect you and makes it a little easier. You don't want to be hung up in a lot of weeds, so make sure you're using or setting your hooks properly, whether it be with the weedless or even setting it like this. You'll have more success. Okay. Also with that, let me cover this. One thing I do like, I like these weights, especially early in the year. You want to get the fish down, or if you're fishing a lake, you need to get it down even in the spring, maybe where they're bedding. I like these little bullet weights here, and basically just sits in. So what you do is you put your line in through the little hole right here, slide it down, and it basically sits on top of the worm like this and pulls through, but it allows you to get that worm out there farther and get it deeper. Very key. Again, just some small ones. You can buy the big ones. I found the smaller ones kind of do the job without giving too much weight. You want to be able to feel everything. These are the little spinners. These are effective. As you can see, I actually like the smaller ones. I know you can buy the real big ones if you're really going after the big bass. But again, starting out, I recommend you stay with the smaller ones because I think you'll have more success. You can catch a smaller bass, maybe even a brown or crappie off of these. I like these spinners. You kind of pull this on top of the water, just under to the bottom. You can let them go down a little farther, and this little spinner is a great attractant. You'll have a lot of success with that. Okay. Probably my go-to for about any fish, and even early in the year, I love a good jig. I love the curly tails. Again, the spinner here. Again, not a big one. Cast this out there. You can work it the same way on top of the water. But personally, I like to take this and basically, as you can see, go down and let it fall down. And every time it's moving, this little spinner is just spinning, and give it a lot of action and work it slower, especially in the early part of the year. The fish can be a little slower, and you want to create action to get them to move and take a bite. So again, it's kind of one of my go-tos. I always have this in my tackle box. If you want to work a top water plug, I recommend, again, just any type of plug, but you want one. This one's got a little piece of some beads in it that makes it rattle. You definitely want it rattling. You can tell just from the look of the mouth here that it'll work on top, and it's just a good top water lure. Good recommendation. My son loves, when I was coming up, we didn't fish as many of the frogs like this. This is one of my son's go-tos. You can throw this thing anywhere. You see the way the hooks are set. You're less likely to get caught in the weeds. He loves working this over grass and has a lot of success in it. So again, little frog, and bass love frogs. One things you can do, you can't go wrong with a cork and live bait. Again, if you're starting out, you want to have success, catch fish, live bait and a cork. Now, one of the things, again, is I do like the circle hooks. Again, and today we have, to kind of give you an idea, this is a hook that's not circled in, right? So what happens is if a bass, or in this case a bass, swallows this, when you pull it out, you're more likely to catch some part, tongue, gill, or something pulling out. So it makes it a little harder to get out, especially with that barb. With the circle, you see how it's circled? They rarely get this caught, so you can pull it out of their stomach a lot, or out of their mouth a lot easier, less likely to swallow it. But you wouldn't believe this, but honestly, these things really do curl up and circle right in the corner of their mouth. Beautiful hooks. Whoever the engineer that came up with this was a genius. I'm a big believer, even in my small ones, I use them. So again, you can always find some live bait from any tackle store. I used to catch my own crickets and worms. I actually built my own worm bed. We'll talk about that one day. But also when you're fishing with live bait, you want little pieces of lead. You can get the weight down there. You want the weight below the cork to get the hook down there. But you never want to set the weight too close to the hook. You actually want to, so if this is the hook, you want the weight at least 3 inches. I recommend 2 to 3 inches, sometimes farther, above the hook, so that the fish doesn't get it confused and your bait's on here real clean and pretty. So I hope this helps, guys. Again, these are kind of just my my go-to lures for starting out. This little set here probably costs, if you bought the package and everything, maybe 20, 25 bucks. Maybe a little more. Some of these, like these lures, may be $5, but you can get a good pack of these with about 20 of them in there. So again, highly recommend you start simple, have fun, and have a great 2017.